All right, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hope all is well. We're going to be taking a look at a video I edited several times. I got tired of editing it. So we're going to take a look at Manjaro Linux again by request from a Windows user. And if you guys might recall, I tried the Manjaro challenge a couple of summers ago. Did not work out too well. Yeah, I was a full install on one of my ThinkPads. The ThinkPad still works fine. I no longer use Manjaro. So we will. I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to mute the voice on the video, and I'll give you my impressions. Present Arms is in the house. You are well represented. Good afternoon. How are you? I am. I just finished my lunch. So I thought I would post this because this has been by request, multiple requests to take a look at this. So anyway, we'll give this a few minutes, see if anybody else jumps on. We got a transition here. There we go. All right, you should be able to see this. You're good. Very good. Excellent. Yeah, I just had my spaghetti and meatball lunch. Of course I did. I'm Italian. Hey, silent reboot. Or silent rebot. Is it silent rebot or silent reboot? Rebot. Okay. Anyway. For those of you who are watching this for the first time, I use both Linux and Windows 10. I use something called Ubuntu Mate, a form of Linux user-friendly. OBS Studio to record or to stream all this. And of course, we are live on YouTube. Paul Sear is in the house. What's up? Wait, I have to do it my way. Wait. Hi, Paul. What's up? Some of you might recall the old Budweiser commercials, right? What's up? Or Japanese, wasabi. Anyway, Paul, you love Manjaro. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a look at a video I edited multiple times, and I got tired of editing on my 7-year-old computer, so I thought, I'm just going to show it, mute the voice, and we'll go from there. So, again, by request, Manjaro Linux. If you would like to support these live streams, please do. The links are below in the show notes. I just ran out of water after my spaghetti meatball lunch. Anyway, Paul, how long have you been using Manjaro? Myrick, welcome. You would love to have Manjaro as your primary. Ah, okay. I know the Budweiser frogs were hilarious. Yeah, those are pretty good Super Bowl commercials. At least some of them were, yeah. So, $6 months? Okay, cool. I tried it for, what, a couple summers ago, and yeah, it did not work out, unfortunately. Well, with Manjaro, I ran some issues into the update process, and then it got slower and slower, and things started freezing. I thought, you know what? Enough. So, yeah, 6 months. Well, that's a long time. 3 years silent robot? Really? Wow. Well, that's got to be a new record for a rolling distribution, right? Johan B. Yes, it is good evening. Welcome, Johan. I figured we would catch some of our friends from across the pond. That's why I thought I would jump on earlier before I jump in the shower. Late start for today. I slept in last night. I did a live show last night and went to bed late. So anyway. Johan, welcome. How are you? Yeah, PC Linux OS is the only rolling release that I've had pretty good luck with. Something that we do not talk about. Maybe we should. I don't know. Johan says the weather sucks again. Well, it's not raining right now. Weather forecast. Mostly cloudy. Yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, enough. Alright, so let's go take a look at my short, brief review of the latest Manjaro. Again, I recorded this about 3 days ago. The multiple edits, I got tired of editing, so I'm going to play this in VLC. I will mute my mic. Mute the sound, rather. Sorry. And you guys know what I look like, so I won't be showing that. Alright, so this is my look at Manjaro. And you can get more information off manjaro.org. It says professional and user-friendly Linux at its best. That is debatable, in my opinion. Not to take anything away from the Manjaro team. There are different versions of this. Now it says here Manjaro is a user-friendly Linux distribution based on Arch Linux, developed in Austria. That's where Arnold is from. I love Manjaro. No. I don't know what he uses, but France and Germany. All right. Manjaro is suitable for newcomers. That's debatable too, as well as experienced users. It is a rolling release, which means when a new version comes out, you don't have to uninstall or reinstall the new OS version. It's constantly being updated. That has its pros and its cons. Yeah, so that's how that goes. So again, you can check out manjaro.org. I tested this inside a virtual box. I had Windows 10 as the host. One thing about testing Linux, the best way to test them is with with a ThinkPad. If you want a laptop, check out an Amazon link below. Lenovo ThinkPads play nicey, very nice with Linux distros. And so yeah, check out that. Alright, so now we're in the process of installing this inside a virtual machine. Welcome to Manjaro. Just scroll down to where it says Boot Manjaro XFCE. That appears to be their flagship version of this. So, good afternoon, Simon. Welcome to my look at Manjaro, of a video I edited a few days ago. I got tired of editing, so I'm just going to show this to you live. Running this inside a virtual box, and that is me in the right-hand corner. Alan Pope. Everybody, please say hello to the ambassador from the Ubuntu Kingdom, Alan Pope. Yes, ThinkPads are the best. Alan is opening a museum of ThinkPads. I think he's got, how many ThinkPads you have, Alan? About 64 of them? Everybody know, please, in all seriousness, please say hello to Alan Pope, one of the team members of Ubuntu. You guys can check out my podcast I did with Alan back in April. Again, welcome, Alan Pope. All right, so when you boot this up in a virtual machine, welcome to Manjaro, and very nice welcome screen. If you are new to Manjaro or new to Linux, please read the documentation, especially in Manjaro or anything based on Arch. Now pay close attention here. It says there is an update, top right, because I will come back to that update topic. Ah, Alan, you have 14. Okay, well that's enough for a museum, right? All right, so installing in a virtual box, I just chose erase. There was no need to do custom partitioning for my name for the Manjaro Linux installer. Just tossed it. Now this has a user-friendly installer. I will give it that. No problems here at all. Alan, that's a lot of ThinkPads. 14. I have 3? Yeah, 3. Yes, Silent Robot says they're all compiling. Yes. Is this the Calamaris installer? Okay, okay, okay. Oh man, you're making me hungry again. I just had my lunch. All right. Anyway, I did not have any problems with this user-friendly installer. I think these splash screens or slideshows during the install, I think these are great for beginners. You know, I think it makes the installer or the person feel more comfortable, more welcoming. There are different editions of Manjaro: XFCE, KDE, GNOME, and a net installer I've never tried called Manjaro-Architect. I am not familiar with that. I did not record the entire install process. It took about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, something like that, inside a virtual box. Keep in mind, inside a virtual machine, things may run a little bit slower. That is to be expected. Red Robo's Workshop. Yes. Playing with Arch, dancing with the devil. Yes, I am. Red Robo, check the emails on Patreon. I posted a private video for all the supporters, little highlights of me and our guest 2 weeks ago, Stephanie. So make sure you don't miss that out. Yeah, Silent. I think Calamaris installer gets it right. So now I reboot it, passcode, and I think that the default desktop, how it looks, colors, fonts, I think it's fine. I did not see anything unusual. You know, nice clean desktop. Of course, you can change backgrounds, wallpapers. Very funny, Johan. This was stable inside a virtual box. Again, that's me in the bottom right hand corner when I did the editing for the video. So nothing there, nothing to look at. Right clicking on the desktop, I like this. You can right click on the desktop and get straight to the shortcuts to the apps. Very user friendly. You are welcome, Red Robo. So there is, you can't see, there's a right here flashed, there is an update. Okay, my camera was obscuring it, and then I finally figured, you know, let me just crop this a little bit. Sudo reboot. Welcome to the stream. So once again, I did not have any glitches or issues running this in a virtual box. The latest Manjaro XFCE. Basic shortcuts here in the panel to the bottom right, the audio mixer. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory if you are a beginner to this. Again, there was nothing really here except for one thing. There was nothing here except for one thing, and I'll get to that. There was nothing here to confuse the newbie. The XFCE Power Manager. By the way, I love the default green color on the icons, or teal. I used to have a here's clownfish. I used to have a car, a Pontiac Grand Prix teal color when I lived in Florida. One thing I've always liked about XFCE and Mate is the ability to right click and add little not icons, applets. I think they're called, you know, plugins, applets, you know, such as this applet here in Mate for weather. The start button, if you want to call it that. Some shortcuts favorites here to the left. Is this the whisker menu? I believe it is the whisker menu. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Whisker menu's nice. The launchers in KDE, different types of launchers are pretty nice. Alright, so this has the Firefox web browser by default. Click the start button again. The search function there at the top, very nice. Favorites, recently used, all. Again, I really like this menu here. I noticed this has the HP device manager. HP printers work excellent with Linux in my tests. Have not had any issues. XFCE burn, XF burn. Great burning application. Good morning, Mr. G. Graphics. Internet. See Steam. We have Microsoft Skype Online in Manjaro. Interesting. Yeah. Audacious, very good player. Pulse Audio, fantastic sound app for Linux. It should be mandatory in all Linux distros. VLC, of course. Great media player for both Linux and Windows, and again, XF Burn. If we go down to settings, once again, nice menu. I went to software, I click software update. Now this is where it gets confusing for a beginner. Your system is up to date, but it's not up to date. There was a pop-up that came up here and here where my camera is obscuring it, that there was an update. But then when I click updates, this says there's no updates. So this is where it can get confusing for beginners. And actually, this is where I had problems with Manjaro 2 years ago. I had to do a bunch of terminal commands to get it to update. And you cannot ask that for a newcomer to Linux to go through all that. It's confusing. That's what I don't like about this. Putting that aside, does Manjaro look great? Yeah, it looks and feels great. Pleasing on the eyes. Easy navigation. But the update process, apparently there are still some issues. Unless you fully read the documentation. Just my personal opinion from what I see now. I'm trying to look at this through a Windows user's eyes. Okay? Somebody new to all this. So personally, I think they need to streamline the update process in Manjaro. That's my personal opinion. Alright, so the package manager, what is the default package manager? Is it Octopi or Paymac? Honestly, I don't remember. Hi, Hugo. Sudo pacman-sy. Yeah. I do remember that. Hi, Farron. And honestly, that was my brief look at Manjaro inside a VirtualBox. I made it short because other than the update confusion process, it ran okay in my short tests. Of course, the real test is a full install. Paymac. Okay. Well, let me ask you guys, is Paymac any better or worse than Octopi for the Manjaro package manager? I did not test activating the AUR, the Arch user repository, because that can open up a whole host of bugs and crashes. Just my personal experience. So as far as Manjaro goes, out of the box, I think it's fine. The Calamaris installer looks very nice. I would question, even 2 years later, I would still question whether it is a Linux distribution for newcomers. That's the only thing I would question. And once again, if you are new to the world of Linux, you should read the documentation. Personally, I would not start off with an Arch-based Linux distro. There's nothing wrong with Arch-based once you become more acclimated to a Linux-based operating system. I recommend, of course, Ubuntu Mate, Linux Mint, even the latest Ubuntu GNOME, if you read the documentation. Ubuntu-based systems have a very nice update process. One of the best. Right. Yeah, I would say not to a total newbie. No. With the software updater, turn off yum yums. Okay, sudo ciao. Yeah, Ubuntu base, they really have a great software updater. No confusion. You don't have to type in terminal commands to update the system. You can if you want. You can type in terminal commands if you want to. Type those in, but you don't have to. It isn't necessary. So Ubuntu has done a great job, even from the beginning, a great job on, updating the system. Yeah, and this is, my software is up to date. That sounds about right. The amount of tutorials on YouTube helped you as a noob. Yeah. Which distro has the most tutorials? Wow. Well, on my channel, most of my tutorials, observations were on Ubuntu based, Mr. G. Ubuntu, Linux, Mint, stuff like that. In terms of which distro has the most in general, I don't know. Z, you don't have to type terminal commands into update Manjaro using Payman. Well, I don't know. I ran into an issue. When I went to click software updates, it said my system was up to date, and that's not true. Anyway, the cog icon will glow red when updates are available. Well, that's where the confusion can step in for a beginner. After I installed the system in a VBox, I knew there had to be some updates. And it came up, my system is up to date. And I ran into that issue 2 years ago. I had to fix it by typing in terminal commands to fix the Manjaro version of 2 years ago. I had to, and I wasn't the only one. I forget what caused that problem. I don't remember, Z, honestly. Like I said, it's been a couple years. True, Zeb, but GUI updaters can cause problems too. I've never had a problem with a GUI updater in Ubuntu based. Exactly, Silent. So will Mate's GUI updater. No. I don't have no freaking problems, man. Okay, I'll do it again to show you. Okay, software. Now my system's up to date, but I've never had a problem. All I'm saying is Manjaro looks great, as it did 2 years ago. I think the XFCE is a fine choice for their flagship desktop environment. I don't care for the update process. It should be streamlined. But that's my opinion. Strictly my opinion. If a person is more used to Linux, has tried it, read the documentation, wanted to try Manjaro or Archbase, absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Rose. Rose from Canada. Welcome, my northern friend. I think Arco Linux has the most videos for Linux distros. I don't know. Yeah, I was testing Manjaro in a VBox, Rose, by request. What country are I am? I am from America. I was born in New York, Myrek. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, the only distro I never had a problem with is Parrot. Really? Okay. Z, are you still on Peppermint 9 or 8? Peppermint's great, by the way. Peppermint is awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I would test it. Present arms, sure. Plus, you were in a review. I've never had that problem using Manjaro, but then neither I've had a problem with Mate. I'm just playing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, and I did say the best way to test any distro is in a full install. Z, absolutely. Yeah, VBox has its own potential problems. Z, peppermint for life. I do like peppermint, yeah. Some of you may have seen my Peppermint OS 8 test in a ThinkPad with less than a gig of RAM. I was able to live stream. Now, how's that for Peppermint? Or for Linux in general, on the possibilities of Linux. What's up, Joseph John? How's it going? Everybody, are you new here to the stream, Joseph John? If you are, welcome, Joseph John. Well, the wild card in OSs and Linux is, will it work with your particular hardware? In my opinion. If you put anyone in an OS they've never used before, that includes Windows and Mac, there will be confusion. I'm not so sure about that, Paul. Yeah. Great observation, though. Very good observation. Interesting perspective. Yeah. Francisco Santos, welcome. You missed it. I was taking a look at Manjaro Linux, but you can replay this. I'm going to wrap this up here shortly and start my day. Z, have you used Manjaro long-term at all? Or are you just pretty much sticking with Peppermint? Linux plus hardware equals great. Sometimes, yeah. Okay. You missed the live stream. Well, I'm happy to have you on. 10:30 p.m. where you're at. Well, great to have you on. Yeah, I try to do some of these during the day, to catch, my friends overseas in different time zones. You used it for about 6 months, Z? Okay. All right. Yeah, I was able to use Manjaro about a couple months 2 summers ago, and I had issues with the updater and freezing, and I just gave up. Oh, Biddle is on today? Okay, cool. I need to jump on one of these days, weekends. I keep missing it. Z would have no problem running Manjaro XFCE full time. Okay. But then again, you are not a newbie, so, And I have to be honest, even though I'm not an expert on Arch or Manjaro, 2 years ago, I had issues. I had to experiment a bit and tweak a bit to get that freaking thing to work. And in the end, you know what? To me, it just wasn't worth it. But oh, Terry, welcome. You use Manjaro for 6 weeks. It works fine, almost as well as Arco. Okay. After MX and Peppermint. Okay. Yes, MX is terrific. Yeah, I will, I'll tell you what, see, next Saturday night, I will make it a point to remember to jump on. Yeah. New open source GPU, Linus Tech Tips, okay. New CPU, okay. What, Z, what distro is Rocco on now? I don't remember. Joseph John, Manjaro never worked for you, and Turgos works perfect for me out of the box. You hate the Manjaro green theme. Okay. MX and Peppermint are neck and neck. Okay. Well, MX is based on Debian stable, so it should be solid. Yes, you can change the colors and themes. That's not a problem. Yeah. I have no problem with the green personally. Maybe it's because I lived in Florida. Lots of green in Florida. So KDE Neon. Wow. Okay. 15 forgot to thumbs up, Johan. No, they didn't forget. They're in my caddy trunk. In fact, I gotta make a run to the make a run to the dumpster. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get in trouble one of these days. Trinity, PC Linux OS. Yeah, PC Linux OS in my test has always been a solid distribution. We don't talk about it that much. Alan, you like KDE Neon? It's definitely fast, yeah. Nice looking, I would have to agree. Alan, I have to ask you, when is your next ThinkPad purchase going to be? Ba-da-bum-bum. Make a run to the Hudson River. That's about 500 miles away from here, Present Arms. Yeah. The fish are waiting. Yes. 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 All the people that do not thumbs up, there's a floating barge down the Ohio River. Just kidding. Just kidding. Silent, you're on Neon. Okay. Cool. Oh, you're installing Bunsen Labs of all the distros on a T60 ThinkPad. Very good. Alan Pope, you're done for now. Okay. Are all those ThinkPads functionable? Just thought I'd ask. Plasma on OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. Okay. I think Rocco's waiting for the next elementary, right? I think that's what he is salivating about, if I recall our conversations months ago. Punchback did a video of Bunsen. Do you believe that distro rankings are real? Nope, I do not. I think DistroWatch is a good general guide. Meaning, I'll take it back. The website's real. The distros are real. The rankings are not accurate. I'll put it to you that way. Yeah. That's my opinion. I don't know. Let's take a quick poll here. Your thoughts on DistroWatch, all of you. Yeah, Punchbag Bob. Bunsen looking good so far. Okay. OpenBox may be a little mental adjustment. Just a little. Ah. A measure of which she tries bad SEO. Interesting. I see. Okay. Yeah, I do not believe Manjaro is at the top. I would believe Ubuntu, because it's been around so long, and they were the first to bring Linux to the masses, or one of the first. I would believe Linux Mint. You know, user-friendly ones. Ranking system is nonsense, meaningless. Yeah. Yes, Punchbag is English Bob. Yes. I think what newcomers don't realize that we have certain forms of Linux for the masses that works pretty well. Chromebooks are selling quite well. Android phones based on Linux, those are Linux standards that work. We just don't have one for the mass marketed. We don't have a desktop yet. You know, that you can walk into your Walmart or wherever you go in and see a see an ABC Linux desktop next to your Windows, choices there. That's what's missing. I mean, DistroWatch also posts the latest news, releases, and that's fine. That's right, Terry. Not necessarily what they are using for real. What people are talking about. Yes. Interesting about Bunsen. And I never will. Again, DistroWatch to me is a place for news, conversation, a guide. Yeah, Google is huge. MS is huge. Canonical is one man and his wish. Well, he has a team now, right? Canonical has been around over 10 years. Alan, maybe you can chime in quick. I'm going to wrap. I need to wrap this up here, but yes, Canonical. He has a dream. Mark Shuttleworth. Yeah, I would say 500 people is a nice amount of people. It started off with one man's dream. Johan, Cat 6, Category 6 Internet cable since last Friday. Okay. Daniel, welcome. How are you? Alright, let's give this a 2-minute warning for last comments, and I need to shower and start my day. They don't have the clout that Google MS do. Okay, yeah. I still think that the Linux universe, the powers that be, have been missing a golden opportunity, especially with the what's the word? Controversy of Windows 10. Data collection, forced updates. Golden opportunity for whatever Linux, Ubuntu, Linux Mint, ABC, Snapperhead Linux, it doesn't matter, to build something at a price point, and I think $400 is the sweet spot. A Linux desktop for the masses, put it neck and neck with Windows, and have someone demonstrating it and say, hey, you don't have to wait hours for updates. Malware is not an issue. It runs faster. It's more streamlined. I think the Linux powers have been missing a golden opportunity, but I think Google is up to something. It's just a hunch. Maybe we'll talk about that in the future, stream. So, Chris from France. French is such a pretty language. I only know certain things. Sous les ciels de Paris, right? Under the Paris sky, I believe. Parlez-vous français? Bonjour, yes. Rainier Reynoso. Hello. All right. Anything that we missed for today's main topic, Manjaro? I think we covered most of it. So as far as Manjaro goes, if you missed this, replay the video. Do read the documentation, and I think I mentioned that more than once. If you're going to test really any Linux, but especially rolling release, Arch-based Manjaro, read the documentation. I think you'll be okay. If you don't, you're going to get in trouble. You will get lost. You will get frustrated. But Manjaro does look nice out of the box. The Calamaris installer is terrific. But you need to learn about how Arch-base works and how the update process may potentially be an issue. So let's see. I might jump on tonight with Tom, switch to Linux for a life in Linux, maybe. 10 o'clock local time, New York time, Eastern time, maybe, I don't know yet. Paul, Manjaro rocks. Okay, cool. If it rocks, then use it. Take care, Paul. Take care, all. EB is having a giveaway. Oh, okay. All right, we'll make that the last comment. What is EB giving away? And before I forget, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your support of the channel. If you would like to support the channel, check out the Patreon, PayPal, and Amazon links below in the show notes. They do help. I think EB is giving away a Windows 10 desktop, right? Right, EB? I'm just kidding. Yeah, thumbs up the stream. Thank you. Always a pleasure and a joy. If I had to pick one thing that's bringing me the most pleasure after 8 years of doing this, is meeting the great community. The people like you guys. So thank you. Oh, you're giving away a PC. Oh, nice. Okay, cool, cool. Hello, Scott. OS Tech for you. Welcome and goodbye. I need to run, but welcome. All right, I do need to run. If I missed anything on Manjaro that might be a tip for beginners or whatever, let me know, and maybe we'll talk about this again. But as far as Manjaro goes, read the documentation. You have to, and you should be okay. September 1st is the drawing. Okay. Well, good luck to all. On that note, I'm out of here. Take care. Ciao.